Hi, everybody.
Hi. I'm Chanel. This is my mom, Jane. This is my dad, Barry.
How you doing?
And
the love of my life.
Yes, there's lots of love in this garden today. You might see a butterfly or hear some wind chimes. But today we're going to be talking about health. In particular, how to get over Epstein-Barr Virus and all the fun things that come with it. There's about 90% of the population in the US that actually has it. And there's like 60 strains. It's been around for 100 years as far as we know. So as you can imagine, there's so many different types of variables that happen in people's bodies. So when it first hit me, I was 17. I got mono. I had a super swollen neck, fever, didn't know where I was, very delusional. So I spent months and years actually trying to get over this illness. I had a lot of immune deficiency disorders. I had a lot of chronic fatigue, aches and pains, and extreme mood swings. I didn't know exactly what was going on. Then it hit me again about a year ago, and it attacked my nervous system. It came out of dormancy.
It was definitely a very emotional time for Chanel. And being in collective consciousness, we all became really emotional.
That's when I really dug into this. What is this? Why doesn't anyone know about it? Can I actually get my life back? And you can. So I was doing just raw fruits and vegetables and nothing else. I was trying to starve the virus out by not having fats in my diet because apparently that's what it feeds on.
Well, you didn't like it, and I know that you were in bed a lot, and of course we were very concerned about, is this right for you? And anything we talk about today, if you can stick with it, that's the deal. You saw progress in it by the end of that 30 days.
Oh yeah, I saw massive
progress. We saw it in Chanel and gave us so much hope. We started seeing that Chanel come back again, and that was really comforting to our hearts.
Now I wanted to start getting out into my life more. So I felt like I needed a bit more sustenance. So we started to do chicken and turkey, not fish because of the heavy metals, and not cow or pig because of the fats. So Dad started cooking and making this soup, this chicken soup. So yeah, then I was like, well, I'm still super dizzy and my nerves are tingling all the time. What do I do? So we found this other therapy.
Oh, right. NVT, neurovascular therapy. If you can imagine all 10 fingers as like tiny little butterflies fluttering all over your body, right, it releases the muscles, it removes the scar tissue, and it allows that flow again through your whole body. And that's where the healing all begins, getting it to all the organs.
They were diagnosing you with fibromyalgia.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the thing is, fibromyalgia is part of Epstein-Barr. So is chronic fatigue, so is, to a point, lupus, so is a few different cancers. What we're doing is getting to the root of all of those symptoms.
And we found out that the oxygen tank boosted up the immune system. What was that like?
Basically, it was this huge tank that I would lie myself down in and then have someone zip it up over me. And I did this at our naturopath doctor's place. And then I just sit in there for an hour as it would fill with 100% oxygen. Just listen to my audiobooks and my podcasts. Over time, it builds up in your system. And then it's like the strongest thing that you could ever do, but you have to just be patient with that.
Yeah, you have to get rid of the Band-Aid therapy.
We also take in a lot of other stuff that we don't even notice. There's lots of aluminum and lead and all these things in our world, in our deodorants, makeup, et cetera, et cetera. And my body, my sensitive body, my beautiful sensitive body was having a really hard time detoxing that. And so what I've been doing is this heavy metal cleanse. And I have some of the stuff here, chlorella caps, C bioflavonoids, cilantro, alpha-lipoic acid. I'll put this all underneath. And you pee it all out, and then you send it off to the lab, and you see how much metal you have in your system. I've done about 5 of these cleanses, and you could see my numbers physically going down on the tests.
Amazing.
But it doesn't mean that I can't wear a ton of makeup when I do drag. It just means I have to get the right kind. I don't have to cancel these things in my life. I just have to realize how to do it naturally.
I think that's a big point because over the year we've seen you progress
Right.
to where you're maybe 90%, 95%, maybe 100% on some nights and doing fantastic performances.
Stagnation is death and movement is life.
Beautiful.
And I know that's really extreme, But even just getting up and walking to the end of the street and back makes you feel alive and makes your body remember that it is supposed to be moving and it's supposed to be getting better. And that's important, and that's why I perform.
And there were a lot of doubtful days, but you have stayed with it, and we applaud you for doing it. And it is a really good example, I think, for anyone with any kind of health ailment, that you can triumph over it in many different ways as long as you want to.
Right.
You have to want it.
Right. And have the support.
No shame in being sick. No shame in asking for help. It's not your fault.
And you know what? Share with your friends what's going on, because they are going to be your biggest support group through this.
So I realized that I am a very sensitive person, but I'm also an extremely strong person. And seeing both of those really allows me to have that balance in my life. I might not be able to have a chocolate cake with my friends or go out and drink, but that's okay because that's not what my body wants. And at the end of the day, I just want to give my body what it wants and what it needs and really love myself and take care of myself.
And we see the beauty in you, and we love that you're feeling better and doing so well.
Hey,
Oh my gosh. The sparkle, the sparkle.
the sparkle. The natural organic sparkle.